my way to Antarctica. Here, among the penguins and the pack ice, I found a tiny outpost of the British Empire, where the Union Jack still flies and some quaint traditions live on. Okie dokie, that's, I need 4 stamps and 1 postcard, thanks.
Yep, we've got the photograph, or we've got Keith Shackleton painting.
I'll go the photograph, thanks.
Right, that's 4 stamps and 1 postcard. It's going to be $5, please.
All right, take Visa card, yeah?
Nope, we've got a nice, simple lifestyle down here. We don't possess electricity, heating, so credit cards are not going to work. It's going to have to be cash only, I'm afraid.
Okie dokie, well, $5 it is. Well, you can't expect everything, especially when you're about to send a postcard to the boss. Foreign correspondent. And you're sending it from the most southerly post office in the world. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here, well, it's a working holiday. I'm a scientific advisor on a tourist ship visiting the Antarctic Peninsula. The ship leaves from southern Argentina, and Port Lockroy is just one of its stops in this voyage through some of the most fabulous landscapes on the planet. We're anchored in the bay, and access is by powered dinghy.
If you'd like to come up to me, just above these steps here.
And we're met by the postmaster himself. This is Peter Milner's 3rd summer here at Port Lockroy. This was one of the first permanent British bases in Antarctica, but it was closed in 1962. Now the British Antarctic Survey is restoring the place as a museum and a post office for the 10,000 odd visitors that come here each year.
Here we're restoring an old historical hut. It's the first British station on the peninsula, hence the exciting name of Base A. And in 1996, a small team came down, first of all to weather tight the building, and secondly to clean up things around the area. And we've been doing that every summer ever since. And it's great to keep it going. You may see 1 or 2 of the rooms that are as is it would have been like in the 60s.
This can be a harsh place, but the creature comforts that were provided for the early expeditioners are quite astonishing. French capers, pineapple essence, raspberry essence, mango chutney, Branston pickle, mayonnaise. These guys didn't eat too bad. And of course, the diet was a hearty British one. Tins of refined lard. But even at the bottom of the world, they weren't as isolated as you might think.
Well, this is the old radio room. When the base is operational, this will be the centre of their communications to the outside world. Those of us in the computer era now, an old typewriter from the original radio operator Fran Barrington, and we can pick up BBC World Service, which is just fantastic. We listen every now and again just to try and catch up on some news, but actually, to be honest, we quite like to be out of the way, so...
This is the bar of the base. There's an amazing feeling as if the guys have just stepped out and will be back after a little while, even to the extent of having Nice People by Flanagan and Allen on the turntable.
Nice people with nice manners, but got no money at all. Their father keeps their mother keeps their brother, and when they're running short of cash, they borrow from each other.
In here is the bathroom. Now, there were 9 blokes on the base, and you got to have a bath when it was your turn to melt the snow to bath in. So that was once every 9 days. Well, it was a British base.
They call them nice people with nice manners, but got no money at all.
So, what sort of science did they get up to down here?
Well, this station, when it was operational, played quite an important role in the International Geophysical Year. And they were using this machine, which is called the Beastie, I suspect because they actually had to spend quite a lot of time maintaining it. It's an ionosonde, and basically the idea was they were flying radio waves of the ionosphere to see what optimal frequencies were working. And that was the start of the upper atmosphere research that's been going on in the Antarctic with the British Antarctic Survey as today. And because of the long-term data set we've got now, it leads to important discoveries. The discovery of the ozone hole is one particularly.
So much to write home about, but this place also receives mail.
We have an intership message board where staff from one ship will send messages to other ships that may call in to us later on in the season.
What a service you have down here at the end of the world.
Fantastic, yeah.
Providing a mail service is one thing. Providing an efficient mail service is quite different. And this isn't exactly the quickest mail service in the world. So what journey does a postcard take from here to, say, my home in Sydney?
We need to find a cruise ship that's leaving here to go to Port Stanley in the Falkland Islands. Then it'll be flown to the UK, to Bryce Norton in England, and then enters the English postal system. From there, it's the normal English postal system back down to Australia. So it's going to go well north before it goes south, which is not bad for a dollar stamp, really.
So if I'm home next week, I'm actually going to beat this postcard home by a long shot.
I think you are, yeah. You'll find Matt and Sue in the post office, and if they try and charge you for express mail, don't go for it.
That's for the guys at the lab, my darling wife, the guys at Catalyst, my mother-in-law, and foreign correspondent. I'll see you before they do.